morning, I'm Seth. Thanks for stopping by Moose Run Farm. So today's the day that we are going to try to make some hay. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. It's something that we've invested a lot of money in gearing up for, and I've been doing haying my entire life, really, ever since I was a little kid, but this is my first time by myself without somebody with more experience looking over my shoulder and telling me what to do. So thankfully I still have some good friends, my uncle who I grew up haying with and who's taught me basically everything I know about farming. So if I get in trouble, I have good people to call, but we're gonna take a swing at this ourselves. So I'm gonna finish getting the hay vine greased up here, and I fixed this ear kind of late last night. It got worn out from the old piston, so I'm gonna put this back in there. This is for lifting the cutter bar, and yeah, we're gonna see how it goes today. The weather's supposed to be good the next 2 days. It's supposed to get pretty warm, almost 90 the next 2 days, which is the first time in a long time we've had warm temperatures like that. And no rain, but I am sure that the ground will be very wet, so we'll see how it goes and where we can get and maybe where we can't, and we'll take it as it comes. You know, it seems to work decently. All right, so here, there's a Chinook over there. Here's the hay we're gonna be starting on today. As you can see, it is quite tall and it's really nice. Seed heads are still kind of green. It's a nice mix of grasses and a lot of clover in there. And we're gonna do over here, up and around, and do this drier section here. I don't think we're gonna go down in here. The stand is all pretty much the same, but it's kind of wet down in there. And this area is where we pasture. A little more clover in there, but we're not gonna mow that today. All right, let's get started. All right, so here's how we're looking. I did ted it. I didn't film that, but I did ted it down a bit. And that was about 2 hours ago, and it's dried down a lot. So I think we're good to rake. We're going for silage, of course, but it's dried down quite a bit. So we're gonna start raking. Well, the rake was so pretty and new looking. Now it's a little dirty. Wet field. But I think we're good to go here. It's dry and kind of crunchy on the top, but cool and moist underneath. And so I'm guessing it's around probably 55% moisture content. You can see there. I'm not gonna ruin my wife's microwave doing any tests, but it feels like how it used to feel when my uncle would tell me he was going to get the baler. So I think that's what I'm gonna go do. Well, we're bailing. This Vermeer 504 IS is everything I hoped it would be so far. Really, really well. It's everything I hoped it would be. It's very simple, basic, light. It tows really well behind the 70 horse tractor, but it is silage capable. We're making silage bales right now, which is really exciting. It smells super good. So I'm very thankful. I've checked it several times and everything's running cool. I do have a fire extinguisher and I did bring that bucket of water you see on the back. Not that I don't have faith, but just in case. She's doing great. So at this stage, things kind of went off the rails a little bit. The wrapper that I had bought and intended to use was not functional, and I didn't realize that until it was time to wrap bales. So I had to load all the bales up onto trucks. Thankfully, my little brother helped me and brought his truck and equipment trailer. We were able to load everything up, and we took it over to my uncle's farm in Claremont, and my uncle was kind enough to let me use his wrapper to wrap the bales, and we got them all wrapped within a couple hours, so they'll ensile nicely and be good quality bales. But it ended up being a pretty long day and a late night. It was about midnight by the time we got everything wrapped and loaded up again and safely brought home. My uncle has this really cool McHale automatic bale wrapper, and I'm using my friend's skid steer there, which I do not do well driving skid steers. I kind of look like a fool every time I try, but it's a pretty sweet setup and very efficient. And I was really thankful that they were willing to help us, because we would have been in big trouble if I didn't have them to fall back on. So really thankful for their generosity, and it made the end of our first hay day a successful one. So here we are, 2 days later. I had to work yesterday, and I'm going to paint these bales. So this is our first cut, and it was our first day. So for first cut, we're going to do green, and it's our first day, so I'm going to put a number 1 on all these bales, just like that. And I'm not sure how many we're going to sell yet, but if these bales do go for sale, you will know from the green number 1 that these bales are from this video, and you can check them out online here. Thanks for following, thanks for sharing, thanks for liking our videos, and for stopping by Moose Run Farm. And as always, we'd love to hear from you in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.